Books are not just words, they are the power of thought. And Baka Bengali is here to share this power with you. Here we bring you lessons from the depths of books with which you can give a new direction to your thoughts, life, and success. So let's get into the world of books today. Do you know that just a few simple habits and ways of speaking can completely change the relationships and success of your life? Do you also want people to listen to you attentively, to like you and want to connect with you? Today, I am going to tell you a story that is based on the world's most popular book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This story contains the secret with which you can not only make new friends, but also influence them with you. If you want to know how you can win everyone and turn the world around you towards yourself, then watch this video in full. This story will change your thoughts, your habits, and your life. So let's get started. If you also think that relationships can be magical, then listen to this story carefully and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is not just a story, but a life-changing experience. Every relationship in life is like a seed, but what about giving it a seed? Have you ever wondered why, when we try to correct someone, instead of changing them, that person moves further away? Once upon a time, a boy working in an office used to come to the office late every day. His senior scolded him in front of everyone. "Your lateness will not be tolerated anymore. Your time is not valued." The boy kept quiet but came even later the next time. Why? Because when we criticize someone, when we condemn, the person in front of us immediately goes on the defensive. Instead of correcting his mistakes, he starts proving himself right. This is human nature. There may not be any person in the world who thinks he is bad. Every person is right from his own point of view. If you criticize him in such a situation, you are hurting his world. Now imagine if the senior told the boy, "I know your days are quite busy, but if you could come a little earlier, then the theme would have been with you more. Then the matter would have been different." When we speak without criticism, when we keep our words intelligently, then the person in front of us is also ready to change. This is the difference between giving and showing direction intelligently. So the next time your mind wants to scold or complain to someone, stop. Take a deep breath and think whether my words will make him strong or break him. The most valuable thing in the world is a person's self-respect. Don't break his self-respect. Think about it. If only one true compliment could be given to someone, wouldn't we all want to learn this magic? If yes, then stay connected to this channel, because such words are not said to everyone. Not everyone appreciates praise, but if that praise is from the heart, then it becomes magic. Have you ever thought that there is something inside a common person that he keeps? That is his desire to be praised. Every person wants to be appreciated, to be made to feel that he keeps it. He doesn't just live for it, but also for his presence. But alas, we forget to praise. We think that people get carried away with compliments. We think that if I say it better, the person in front of me will start thinking of himself as a very good person. But have you ever wondered how it feels when someone compliments you from your heart? It's like someone has seen your inner light. And when you give it to someone, you are not just praising them. You are breathing in their confidence. Once a little girl made a tree fan in school. The other children were laughing. "Why did you make the tree blue?" But her teacher laughed and said, "How beautiful is your imagination. This tree is not just blue. Like you, that girl still has that fan." Why? Because praise is not just words, it touches. It reminds people that they are. But it is important to remember one thing. Praise should not be false. If you give someone false praise, they will smile once but will break down inside. But if your praise is true and comes from the heart, then it is not praise, it becomes true. So, the next time you meet someone, what you say to them should be a true compliment hidden in it. Words may be small, but if they are true, their impact will last a lifetime. If you want someone to do something, it is better to find your own words in their desires than to say them. Have you ever seen a child who gives more chocolates than himself to his friend? You think, how did he do so much even though he is so small? Because no one is doing that child. He has been given the desire to see someone happy. In life, we often want people to obey us. We want them to listen to us. But we forget that no one will obey us until he wants to do it himself. Now the question is, can we arouse that desire in others? But for that, we have to change one thing. Stop thinking about what you want and think about what the person in front of you wants. Every person has something to gain. Sometimes respect, sometimes recognition, sometimes love, sometimes opportunity. If you show someone the way to what he wants, he will obey you without any hesitation. A true story comes to mind. There was a farmer who needed laborers to work in his field. But no one was ready because everyone thought the work was difficult. But the farmer put up a small board here: "You can learn how to start a business from the field." The next day, many stood in line. Why? Because the farmer didn't just show them money. gave them a wish to make themselves. When you show someone his own, you don't have to drag him. He walks himself. So the next time you want someone to listen to you, don't think about what you want. Think about what he wants and show him that. Because people don't do anything until it seems like their own dream. Now that skill with which we can make ourselves in the hearts of others. Has someone ever listened to you without any meaning, no questions, no, listened to you with all our heart? If ever this happened, you know what that moment was like. We all need someone to listen. There are many people who say that most people are like that. If they tell their own story, people will like them. But the truth is that it is not our own, but we have to make them feel it. And the best way to do this is to take the truth from others. It doesn't just mean saying yes. It means feeling the person in front of you keep their word, asking someone what they like, praising their work, or just asking, how do you do it? These small gestures make that person feel important. Once someone asked a business leader, where do you get so much time that you remember the name of every employee? He gave it to me when I first asked him the name of a worker. What was in his eyes then still remains in my mind. That's when I decided that giving importance is more important than any meaning. Because when you show the truth, the person in front of you doesn't just talk, he gives you his heart space. So if you want people to connect with you, remember you, value your words, then do it. Be true to others. Because this is the seed that deepens every relationship. Have you ever thought how big a truth is? Have you ever thought that a little bit of nothing can touch your heart? A language that is understood even without saying it and never makes mistakes. When you meet someone for the first time, you are the one thing that opens the door to the person in front of you. Imagine if you enter an office and speak to the person sitting there without looking at them. How would you feel? Imagine if that person smiled lightly at you. Wouldn't you want to talk to him? No, it's a message. I'm glad you came. The wall is broken, he said. Mo is such a thing that can give someone millions of taka without doing anything. And the point is, when you smile, it's not just the person in front of you. You also change yourself. Your facial muscles relax, hormones are activated inside you, and your turn happens by itself. A small smile can brighten someone's day on paper, and many times someone's life. So the next time you meet someone, know or unknown, smile a little because it makes someone happy and someone to get it. Have you ever felt that someone took your name and said, how do you feel? If yes, then like Varia, because more touching words are about to come. Taking someone's name is not just a word, but respecting their identity. Sometimes someone suddenly called your name. Hey Rahul and Reena. Hey Sumit, you are here. At that moment the sound becomes a buzz, and only one thing echoes your name. It is not just a word, it is a part of our identity, our soul. Dale Carnegie rightly said that for a person his name is the sweetest and most important word in any language. When you remember someone's name, you give him that you keep it for me. Imagine you go to a shop, and the shopkeeper says, come sir. Okay. But if he says, come Vijayji has come today after a long time, that moment changes. A warmth arises inside you and creates the foundation of a relationship. Many people say I don't remember my name, but the truth is that we never forget the things that we find important. If you want to connect with someone, then remembering their name should be your prerogative. Because names are not just for calling, but are made with names. When you call someone by their name, you know the identity hidden in their crowd. And this small gesture brings you very close to their heart. So the next time you meet someone, ask for their name. Listen carefully and remember it. Because remembering a name means remembering the person. When you listen quietly, the person in front of you speaks, and it starts from there. Has it ever happened that you are talking to someone, and the person in front of you interrupts you and starts his own story? You wanted to say something, but he just kept talking, and you kept listening quietly. Imagine if it was the other way around. How would it feel if someone listened to you with all their heart, looked you in the eye without interruption, without judging? Your mind would be light. You would feel that yes, my words have value. This is where listening starts, where someone comes to listen and not to speak. Friends and informants people teaches us that if you want to influence someone, let them speak and listen carefully. What people want is to be understood and to be understood. They start to calm down. When you let someone speak, they start to draw you towards them. He thinks this man is an art that I appreciate. And if you don't learn this art, if you are a good listener, then you can win millions of hearts. Remember that every person has something to say and wants someone to listen to them. So the next time you meet someone, don't just keep quiet. Listen carefully. Because when you listen, the person in front of you automatically starts connecting with you. And from there, friendship is created. From there, it starts. Now that skill with which we can make our place in the hearts of others. Sometimes someone has listened to you without any meaning, no questions, no. Listened to you with all our heart. If this has ever happened, then you know what that moment was like for all of us. There are many people who say that if they say their own, people will like them. But to be truthful in the eyes of others, we have to make them feel our own. And the best way for this is to accept the truth in others. It means not just matching yes with yes. It means feeling in the eyes of the person in front of you that he keeps his word, asking someone what he likes, praising his work, or just asking, "How did you do it?" This small gesture makes that person feel important. Once someone asked a business leader, "Where do you get so much time that you remember every employee's name?" He gave it to me when I first asked him about a worker's name. What was in his eyes then still remains in my mind. That's when I decided that giving importance is more important than any matching, because when you show the truth, the person in front of you not only talks, he gives you his heart space. So if you want people to connect with you, remember you, value your words, then be truthful to others, because this is the seed that deepens every relationship. Have you ever thought how big a truth is? Have you ever thought that a word can blow your mind without saying anything? A language that is understood without saying anything and never makes mistakes. When you meet someone for the first time, you are the one thing that opens the door to the person in front of you. Imagine if you walked into an office and spoke in a matter of seconds without looking at the person sitting there. Imagine if that person smiled lightly at you. Wouldn't you want to talk to him? No, it's a message. I'm glad you came. The wall is a thing that can give someone millions of taka without doing anything. When you smile, not only the person in front of you, you also change. Your facial muscles relax. The hormones of the body are activated inside you and your mood changes automatically. A little bit can make someone's day lighter, and many times someone's life is different. The next time you meet someone, don't laugh because it makes someone happy and someone can't. Have you ever felt that someone took your name and said, "How can you?" If yes, then like Varia, because more touching words are coming. Taking someone's name is not just a word, but also respecting their identity. Sometimes someone in the crowd suddenly called your name. "Hey Rahul and Reena, hey Sumit, you are here for a moment." The silence becomes a voice and only one thing echoes, your name. Not just a word, it is a part of our identity, our soul. Dale Carnegie rightly said that the sweetest and most important word for a person in any language is his name. When you remember someone's name, you give him the promise that you will keep it for me. Imagine you go to a shop and the shopkeeper says, "Come, sir." Okay. But if he says, "Come, Vijayji has come today after a long time," that moment changes. A warmth awakens inside you and creates the foundation of the relationship. Many people say that they do not remember my name. But the truth is that we never forget the things that we consider important. If you want to connect with someone, remembering their name should be your priority. Because names are not just for calling, they are made with names. When you call someone by their name, you know their hidden identity in the crowd. And this small gesture brings you very close to their heart. So the next time you meet someone, ask for their name. Listen carefully and remember it carefully. Because remembering a name means remembering the person. When you listen quietly, the person in front of you says, and it starts from there. Have you ever been talking to someone, and the person in front of you interrupted you and started his own story? You wanted to say something, but he just kept talking, and you kept listening quietly. Imagine if it was the other way around. How would it have felt if someone listened to you with all their heart, looked you in the eye, without interruption, without judging? Your mind would have been lighter. You would have felt that, yes, my words have value. This is what listening is all about. It starts from where someone just comes to listen, not to talk. Her We Are Friends and Influence People teaches us that if you want to influence someone, let them speak and listen attentively. What do people want? Someone to understand them. And understanding begins with listening calmly. When you let someone speak, they start to be drawn to you. They feel that this person is an art that I value, and listen attentively. And if you learn this art, you can win millions of hearts. Remember, every person has something inside them that they want to say, and someone to listen attentively. So next time you meet someone, don't just keep quiet. Pay attention. Listen. Because when you listen, the person in front of you automatically starts connecting with you. And from there, friendship is created. From there, it starts. Every person has a world inside, and the road to reach it passes through them. Have you ever wondered why, when someone talks about something you like, your face lights up? Why does it suddenly come to your eyes and your mind is ready to talk? Because they recognize you. And this is a moment when you feel it from within yourself. Her We Friends and Innocent People tells us that if you want to make a place in someone's heart, tell them about their favorite things. Ask them about them. Tell them about the books they read, the movies that make them laugh or cry, the dreams they see alone. Why? Because when you talk about someone, you enter their world. And when you do this, the person in front of you feels that this person is not just talking to me. This is what is happening. This is the basis of it. You don't need big words or much knowledge to impress someone. I want a little and a little in that person's world. Every person has something to say to you. You have to know how to pull that door. And when you open that door and say, "Tell me what you like," if you know how to make someone feel, you can win their heart. Sometimes you can see it in someone's eyes when you tell them that you are a very small sentence, but it can make someone's day. Sometimes it can make someone's whole life. There is a very deep lesson in this book. Every person wants to feel important. This is one of our most basic thoughts. We want someone to understand us, appreciate us, see us as a person, not just a name or a face. But unfortunately, in this fast-paced life, we forget that giving importance to others is also an art. When you listen to someone carefully, when you do it without anyone's help or for any interest, when you tell them what you are doing, you put this word inside someone. I also keep it, and when someone feels themselves, they connect with you. A thing is created, something that is not just words but goes from heart to heart. But remember one thing, it should not be. This praise should not be just for saying. It should come from your heart. True appreciation, true attention, true respect, these are the things that connect. So next time you meet someone, try to make them feel that they are important in this world, that they have their presence, because that is what makes a relationship stronger. These are the words that can give a spark to every relationship. If you also want your relationship to be stronger, then subscribe to this channel. You are not alone in this journey. You can win or lose, but handling things intelligently will always keep you ahead. Have you ever seen two people doing it? One has a loud voice and the other is arguing. But what happens? No one listens to anyone, because it means I am right, you are wrong, but no one truth. No one should go? Yes. You can silence someone in an argument for a moment, but you lose that person's heart. This saying in this book is very simple. If you want to win, then escape. We often think that we will change people, but the truth is that it makes people more. No one wants to be proven wrong. If you are intelligent, then when someone says something wrong, you will remain calm, smile, and say that it is a point of view and gradually turn the conversation to the right direction. Because relationships are built on respect, not arguments. By winning, you can win someone's mind, but you cannot win their heart. So the next time you are in a fight, stop and think. Is it important? Sometimes silence is the best way to win. Speaking is important, but how you say it is even more important. Someone is making a mistake in front of you. You see that what he is saying or doing is not right. Now you have two paths. Maybe you will say it directly, "You are wrong," or you will stop and think and say that I understand why you think that way. Let's think about it for a moment and see the difference. In the first path, the person in front of you builds a wall to protect himself, because no one wants to be proven wrong in front of everyone. But in the second path, you show him his mistake in a respectful way, and that is art. Dale Carnegie says that we all make mistakes, but correcting them saves the relationship. When you are direct, then the person in front of you owns it when you explain it. Then he thinks, maybe I can do it better. That's the difference between a critic and a guide. Everyone can be a critic, but to be a guide, you have to be so. The next time when you see someone's mistake, then tell him in a way that he considers your words as respect, not insult. Sometimes showing yourself small creates a big space in the heart of the person in front of you. Sometimes it has happened that you knew that you were wrong, but you refused to accept it. Why? Maybe ego came to the fore, or there was fear of what people would think, or you thought that if I accept it, then my respect will decrease. But Dale Carnegie says, if you are a strong person, then admitting your mistakes is not your weakness. Think when you admit your mistakes yourself, then the person in front of you starts respecting you more, because you did not lie, because you have shown that you are and are truly human. For example, when you say, yes, it was my mistake, let me do it, then the other person stops fighting. Give and give. Say nothing, I understand. You saw that a small truth, a small I was wrong, how much things change. So if you ever feel that you are wrong, don't stop, don't be upset. Say from your heart, yes, I was wrong and I want to correct it. This is what a real person is. This is what the truth is. The beginning of a conversation is the same as the end. Sometimes someone starts talking to you with a smile. Think of that one word, that warm voice. At that moment, everything inside you melted. Why? Because the human soul is not connected only with words, it is connected with. And when someone starts talking, he is actually saying, I am not your enemy. Think of me if someone starts talking to you with a disrespectful voice. Wouldn't you want to listen to him, right? Because it breaks the relationship and the heart of sweetness is broken. Carnegie said a truth that the easiest way to stop a quarrel is to start a conversation and do it with friendship. When you talk to the person in front of you with a smile, respect, then he becomes by himself. He starts listening, he starts understanding, because you have not given him fear but affection. So the next time you start a conversation with someone, remember this is the biggest message. Smile before you speak, bring warmth to your voice, and show that you are a friend. Because a beginning never goes far. When someone starts saying yes, the perspective shifts towards yes. One of the most important aspects of human behavior is that when we start with someone, and from the beginning the person in front starts saying yes, he makes our words easier. Dale Carnegie said this decision that if you want to make someone obey you, start with points on which he agrees. Imagine you're talking to a customer and you start with questions that are yes. For example, do you want to save time? Do you want to simplify your work? Do you want to reduce your costs? In response to these questions, the person in front will naturally say yes. This creates a chain of yeses that gradually tilts his mind towards you. This method is because it reduces the possibility of conflict. When a person repeatedly says no, he goes into a mental state where he has to prove himself right. But by saying yes, he feels a mental connection with you, and this connection turns into trust. So the next time you ask someone for their opinion, start with points on which agreement is necessary. When someone starts saying yes repeatedly, he starts thinking about you in his mind. This technique works not only in arguments but also in thoughts, and that is what makes it so great. Every person wants to be heard. When you listen to them, you respect them. Sometimes we think that if we want to influence someone, we have to talk a lot. We have to have our own arguments. We have to share our experiences. We have to speak for ourselves. But the truth is that when we give the other person a chance to speak, we start to understand them. And that is when a real connection is made between us. Imagine two people sitting face to face in a meeting. One who talks himself into everything and the other who listens with a smile. Think about who the person will feel more connected to. People often like the person who listens attentively to them. Because every person wants to be understood. Give importance to what they say. Once Dale Carnegie told that he talked to someone at a party for hours, and the person kept saying that it was nice talking to you. You are a very nice person. But the truth is that he went here and said a few words. The rest of the time he was listening to the person in front of him. This story teaches us a lot. Let them speak. Let them tell their own story. Let them keep themselves. Let them experience themselves. When we give them this space, we make room in their hearts. We make them feel that they keep it. So the next time you meet someone, be it a friend, a colleague, or someone else, instead of talking to them, stop and let them talk. You will see that they will not only talk for the sake of talking, but will also start liking you. This is the beginning of listening. When someone feels that they belong to him, he will take it from the heart. This rule refers to the deep understanding that people understand and mean what they say only when they feel that they are part of their own thoughts. When you give someone something or ask them to do something, instead of directly ordering or explaining, make them feel that this idea or thought is their own. Imagine if someone gave you something and made you feel that this thought is your own brain. Then you will feel more open. On the contrary, when you feel that someone is trying to convince you, you will naturally resist. This technique increases trust and cooperation. When you make the other person think for themselves, they take your words more seriously and feel easier to accept. The key here is to use language that makes the other person think, such as asking questions, giving options, and giving them the opportunity to think. For example, you can say what you are thinking. Do you think this could happen? Which path would be right for you? This will naturally increase the consent of the other person, because he will feel that he is the owner of his own thoughts. Seeing things from the other person's perspective makes people human. The most important thing to have a successful relationship is to know yourself and your partner. Understanding others. When you start looking at the situation from the right perspective and without any mistakes, you can make decisions. This means that you are ready to make your mistakes and have clarity in your thoughts. This also makes the other person feel that you are presenting yourself to them, and not with any. When you speak with, the impact of your words is deeper. People feel that you are not just for your own benefit, but for theirs. This is what strengthens your relationship and brings weight to your words. So try to see and do every situation with an open mind. It increases you and makes you an influencer. You would go to the one you understand. And this is the most important thing. Think of that moment when you want to say something to someone, but your words touch their heart. Sometimes it is not just the words of our words, but what we reach the heart of the other person. Successful people are those who understand others who feel them. When you try to understand someone's heart, the relationship deepens. The person in front of you not only listens to you but also feels that you are his subject. Being attentive means listening with your eyes open, listening with your heart. When someone tells you their story, do not be in a hurry to stop in the middle. Pay attention to everything in their eyes, because proximity connects people. If you are talking to someone, make it so that they keep it for you. You will be happy with them and be with their sorrow. This empathy makes you an influential person. Remember that real victory is when the heart is connected, not just the brain. So be in connect with each of these hearts. If you want to get a lot of work from them, learn to touch their innermost purpose. Have you ever noticed that when we fight for a gift, our strength crosses our limits? People are at their best when they know that it is not just for themselves, but for a greater purpose. When you talk to someone, do not just talk about their interests or profits. Talk to them about the higher purpose that touches their soul, a purpose that makes them a better person, a better society, or a better world. This appeal connects the heart and makes them rise above their petty gains and connect with a noble thought. When the person in front feels that they are part of a great cause, then his and hers double. Remember, only those who work for their higher purpose do so. Your words should be what the golden person's heart needs to find a new place in it. So appeal for higher purpose every time you come, because this is the magic that changes and makes your impact immortal. Every person has a fire to do something. You have to give them the right challenge. Real change in life comes when we challenge ourselves and others. Challenging is not about doing or not doing, but about lighting a fire that radiates from within that allows them to overcome every difficulty. When you challenge someone, you give them the opportunity to show their true selves. You tell them that you are more than that. You have something inside you that can shake this world. It is a full-on push that takes them beyond their own limits. Giving a little means taking them out of their comfort zone so that they can embark on a journey where their own new and fresh dreams can be realized. It is letting them know that they are stronger than they think, and an influential person is one who recognizes the hidden potential in others and works to fulfill their own dreams. There is no victory without a challenge. So the next time you talk to someone, don't just give them a challenge, but challenge them. Because this challenge is what leads people to real victory. A word spoken many times can change someone's whole life. If you also remember such a moment, tell us in the comments and share the video so that someone else's life can also change. If any change is necessary, start it with praise. Imagine when you start talking to someone and your first word is a compliment. How great is that moment? A genuine and heartfelt compliment opens the door and fills the heart of the other person with warmth. When we start it with praise, we let the other person know that we see his work or him. It not only makes him feel important, but also strengthens the foundation of respect and affection for you in his mind. Compliment is the key that unlocks every heart, and when done with it, it instills a belief in the front zone that you know his wants and his needs. So start your next one with a genuine compliment. It not only makes it sweeter, but also doubles the impact of your words. Remember that a small compliment can bridge the gap between you and him. Straightforward words can hurt someone, but indirect words can hurt their heart. Have you ever thought about how much their heart breaks when we directly do something wrong to someone? Speaking directly can sometimes hurt and bring about a relationship. So the real wisdom is that we are gentle and bring it to our words. When you indirectly tell someone's mistake, you take a step towards him so that he understands his mistake without insulting or feeling it. It is a kind of full gesture, like you are saying, "I want you to be and I am with you," in indirect words. Here is an example of a story or explaining your own experience, in which the other person can recognize his own mistakes and get inspired to change them. This saves the relationship, strengthens the relationship, and opens the mind to change. Remember that when the heart is not hurt, but rather in the water of hope. So keep your words consciously so that you can have a new beginning. When you think of yourself, the other person starts thinking of you. Think of the moment when you admit your mistakes. How difficult it is, but how much at the same time. Accepting your mistakes is not the work of a weak person, but of a big-hearted person. When you first admit your mistakes, the other person also goes. He feels that you are not lying or making up, but are also showing your weakness openly. This is the foundation of the relationship. Admitting mistakes not only increases your relationship, but you also make others admit their mistakes. It is a kind of language of responsibility and respect that deepens your influence. Remember, the point is not that you never make mistakes, but that when you make mistakes, you admit them with courage instead of hiding them. People connect with you, respect you, and listen to you from the heart. So the next time something goes wrong, admit it yourself first. This will be your biggest victory. Sometimes not orders, but more. Sometimes think about it. When we give someone a direct order, somewhere inside there is a conflict. People want to feel themselves. They do not like being told to do something. This is why influential people do not give orders, but give. Giving means giving the person in front of them their respect, accepting their thoughts and giving them the opportunity to choose the right path according to their own will. When you give, you say, "I trust you and I value your thoughts." This not only makes the person in front of them cooperate, but also instills responsibility and confidence in them. This has a sweetness that is much more than the harshness of orders. Remember, when you give to someone, you give them a chance to understand yourself, and this strengthens this relationship. So whenever you have to do something, give instead of giving orders. Reasons have that magic that connects the heart. For every person, giving a chance to save someone is very important. When we catch someone's mistake or bring up their weakness, we often forget that every person has a respect, an identity in their heart that they want to keep alive. If we don't give them a chance, it breaks. And with that, we are also wise to give the person in front a chance to save their own and their respect. Giving this chance means that you respect their thoughts, understand their weakness, and give them a way to correct it without insulting them. When we give someone a chance to hide their mistakes or at least admit them with respect, they start liking us more. It strengthens and increases respect and makes the person in front of them become a human being. Remember that saving is not only a matter of respect for that person, but also for you. It shows that you are not just talking, but also filled with kindness. So always keep your words and actions in such a way that the person in front of you can save their respect. Because this is the real and big heart. Small victories create big respect. And this is what makes people tick. The journey to the boon of life is not always easy. It is often clouded by fatigue and hesitation. In such a situation, if we only talk about big goals, the person in front may be disappointed. So it is important that we recognize his small successes and help him to achieve them. Small successes are the small lamps that dispel the darkness and show the light. When you give someone his small victory, he feels that he is taking every step. These small steps together create big success. The real magic of encouragement works when we show the person in front that he is moving in the right direction, whether it is far away. When we recognize his small successes, he feels new and confident inside. Remember that every big dream is a small effort. So see their small successes and do it, because this motivation will take them to their biggest victory. Now the story is at that turning point from where life starts to change. If you have not subscribed yet, do it now, because such stories do not match. When someone changes, he survives only when he is happy with that change. Our words, and when the heart of the other person is touched, a new light shines in his world. If we can make him happy, make him understand that we want him, then he himself is ready to move towards change. The magic of happiness and positivity is such that it strengthens the bond of his heart. When a person feels respected and understood, he himself is ready to change his habits and thoughts. So it is important that you respect the thoughts of the other person. Trust him and him that you are with him. When you make him happy, he starts seeing change not as a challenge, but as an opportunity. Remember that change never comes. It comes only when it comes from within. And you can awaken this only when you make the other person happy and confident. So first make him happy. Touch his heart. He will be ready to change within himself. Praise should be such that the other person is forced to be the other person. Giving praise is not an easy task, especially when you want the other person to listen to that praise and keep changing himself. True praise is that which comes from the heart, and at the same time, it encourages the person in front of you to do better. When you say good things about someone in such a way that he feels that he can do more, he himself feels inspired by it. This praise becomes the first step in his self-establishment. Remember that it is important to have a balance in praise. Do not praise too much so that he becomes, and do not praise so little that he feels like it. Praise should be such that it increases his self-confidence and makes him change. Make him feel that you see him and immediately see the ability to be more in him. Then he will not only feel the praise but also find himself to improve his abilities. So praise in such a way that he becomes to improve himself after hearing the praise. Because this is the real motivation and relationship. Words do what comes from the heart of the person in front of him. People do something only when they themselves want to do it. When we ask someone to do something with external pressure or by force, they feel bound from within and cannot connect from the heart. The real art is to make the person in front of you want to do the work on his own. When you understand his needs and thoughts and connect them with your motivation, he is ready for that work without any pressure. How can you do this? Understand his needs and dreams and the meaning of that work for him in a way that makes him from within. Tell him why this work is important for him. What will he gain from it? And it will move him forward. When you make the person in front of you feel that he is taking this step for his own happiness, success, and respect, then his mind changes. That work is not just in order, but becomes his own desire. Remember that when you do something from your heart, he does it with his whole mind and soul. So always try to make the person in front of you feel that I want to do it. And then you will see how much it comes from his efforts. Friends, if this story has happened to you and it has given something new to your thoughts, then please like this video. Your small IC is a board for us with which we will continue to bring more such content for you. If you want your friends and family to benefit from this knowledge, then share this video, because right friendship and understanding people is the first CV of success in life. And yes, subscribe to our channel so that you can connect with our every new berry and bring it into your life. Remember that strengthening relationships and understanding is not magic but an art, and see how it happens in your life. Thank you. See you again in the next video with new and fresh inspiration.